Welcome into episode 105 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always with me, host Stefan Loeffler at Junkwax Twins.
Howdy.
Ben Wilson at our trading cards.
Oh, hey.
And I'm Tim Shepler at Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors, home to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific.
10 Central.
On YouTube, Periscope, Facebook Live. We welcome to season number 3. You can always follow us on Twitter About the Cards. We're available as podcast everywhere. Check out the website, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. Guys, season 3. This is the third season we're starting, or third year we've been doing this podcast. And it always surrounds Series 2 release, which is great. We're going to talk a lot about that later and the fun there. But how is your week in collecting, Ben?
It'd be better if this would stop happening.
It's fantastic. I hate Series 2 because the checklist is always more expensive than it needs to be. It's probably why we started the show 2 years ago around Series 2, because we wanted to bitch about it.
You remember my angry rant about Bat Down?
Yeah.
The Bat Down short print, and then I pulled one out of a pack, and then after that I was okay.
Then he's like, by episode 3, he's like, oh, I love Series 2. Series 2 is the greatest thing that's
and we can't forget Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. The 57-year-old third baseman is getting paid $1.193 million saved from the New York Mets. And he will continue to receive this salary for the next 15 years as his deferment from God knows what was 1995.
2000?
No, it was earlier than that.
99?
I think
because he was a Marlin.
Yeah.
He was a Marlin in '97, so it was the mid '90s when that all went down. So,
but he's also fully vested in his pension, which I think pays him like $100,000 or $200,000 a year, starting at the year 5 years from now, when he's 62, I believe is when it kicks in. So,
yeah.
Dude, I mean, if the agent is still working, call him to negotiate. Doesn't matter what it's going to cost you up front, because he's pretty
one of the
good
best player deals ever. One of the worst deals. I mean, the Mets have made some bad deals, but let's be honest.
"Quote unquote." This was part of a deal made when the Mets released Bonilla before the 2000 season, still owing him $5.9 million final year of his contract. Wrong finger.
So no, that's interesting. I think Bernie Madoff was still involved with the Wilpons at that time, so it doesn't surprise me that they had they didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground when it came to finances.
Right.
Kid, not even 3 minutes, and Ben is bitching. I love it, right? No, so it's great. I mean, think about that, $5 million, and he's getting $1 million for all these other years because he deferred. Like that's smart. I mean,
it's a great deal.
The 3 worst moves the Mets made: trading Nolan Ryan for Jim Fregosi, drafting Steve Chilcott #1 over Reggie Jackson, or the Bobby Bo deal.
Well, what's funny is there's so many other deals that you can add in there that are probably just as bad, but not quite as bad, and would continue that lineage of. I mean, I don't want to say the Mets have had the worst history when it comes to stuff. I think they've gotten glaring choices
leaving Matt Harvey in against the Royals. Thanks, Terry Collins.
Now, I think Crosstown, the Yankees made a worse deal, trading for Mark Teixeira from Atlanta.
That was a pretty big trade. But, I mean, I think every team's got horrible trades in their past. I mean, how would you know that Doyle Alexander was going to be John Smoltz, right? Wasn't that part of that trade?
Yeah, or that Larry Anderson and Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Schilling being traded by the Orioles. I mean, there's so many trades we can analyze.
And the Red Sox.
But, I mean, nobody thought that deferring, what was it, 7% interest on the Bonilla deal? It was like they wanted 10 and the Mets wanted 3, and so they settled on 7, and it was just like nobody thought that was a bad deal.
Yeah. There you go. Come on now.
It's like, dude, you can have your money at 2% interest.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to 3B Collection Herman. Got the shirt, wearing it tonight, and then I had to sport the Atlanta Braves hat because whenever we see him on the Hobby Hotline, he's always wearing a Braves hat. So I had to sport the best looking Braves hat they ever had.
So, an interesting fact code I saw: the Braves had never won the World Series in Atlanta in the season with 162 games.
Uh-oh.
The only time they won was 95.
Yeah,
Yeah,
144, right?
Year. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it happens again this year because fuck the Braves, but
Nah, I think it's the Braves and Braves World Series. We'll see. Let's get into it. The week that was last week's releases. Tops Living week 120. We had card 323, Wilson Contreras, catcher, Chicago Cubs, sold 52 over 2,000. And then card
shortstop
324, Nick Solak, rookie second baseman of the Texas Rangers, the Lone Ranger. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. He's just going to be the Lone Ranger. That should be his nickname. He sold 1,958. So, not too, I don't know, kind of what we thought. So, ho-hum, let's go back on with the week. Check out our Topps Living stat for full breakdown of where these cards fall respectively in the set and by team and position. We also had, what's up?
Speaking of last year, did anyone ever figure out what Jerry Hairston meant by "and one"?
In 1 inch? I don't know. Not sure. It's Jerry
been kind
Hairston
of
Jr. It's kind of a weird.
been kind of a weird couple of weeks for Topps Living, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I guess I noticed it more because of how I was buying, and I haven't really bought very many recently, like in the last 4 to 6 weeks. I've been buying really hot named rookies that are up and coming, and then, anybody who's retired or a surefire Hall of Famer in the, Pujols type realm of things. And I think I've only bought like 2 cards or so over the last 5 or 6 weeks.
I don't know if we can allow John P. to watch that he was late.
He's not allowed to be late. Even though he is hooking me up with a lot of Diamond Kings needs, so.
Dude, the guy just, yeah, he's every day he sends me a DM. Hey, do you know a guy that likes Bretts? And there's just a page full of Bretts. 2020 Topps Clearly Authentic Baseball dropped. 2020 Topps Series 2 Baseball. We're going to talk about that later, so let's save those facts. And 2020 Panini Legacy Football. Okay, so I've seen a lot of it. I opened a lot of Series 2, and we're going to talk about that later. I watched some people open some Clearly Authentic and do okay. Like, the cases are really good or really shitty. I watched a guy open 4 boxes, and he pulled 3 rookie catchers and a rookie pitcher. And I think Sean Murphy was the best out of all of it. Legacy Football, I saw a bunch of Jared Pickney in there, and he was an undrafted free agent. And he went to Washington Redskins, I believe, or something. Anyway, or Atlanta, the Falcons.
Murphy was probably going to be in contention for Rookie of the Year, but his Clearly Authentic numbered parallels out of like 99, the green ones, are selling for less than $15. So that just kind of gives you an idea of, here's a guy that probably a top 3, under normal circumstances, Rookie of the Year candidate who's selling for $15. Gotta love Clearly Authentic.
But that is a good price if you want to collect Sean Murphy. You're an A's collector, right? $15 all day long.
Yeah. Now because I follow the A's. The 51 blue and red back style cards that they have out there, phenomenal. I've seen a bunch of the 53s. McGuire has one. There's the 1985 Topps ones. They've got Canseco and other players. Gorgeous. So if you're buying on the secondary market, don't get me wrong, Clearly Authentic is a really, really nice product in hand. Just don't buy it at MSRP.
You'll be the sucker opening it.
Yeah.
Buy it secondhand. It's
buy
really
it secondhand. Yeah, great addition to your PC.
Yeah, it really is. And Legacy Football, not at the price point. When you're paying almost $200 a box and you're getting 2 autos, and to be honest, the rookies in there are all in their college uniforms, which is fine. But you got to think Joe Burrow is going to be your best prospect in there, number 1 pick quarterback, and his card's probably going to sell maybe for $100 right now until there's other Panini product that comes out with him in a Bengals jersey. So that's half the box price. You're still down $100, and you pulled the best auto in the release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, have fun and open it, but don't think because that box was $85 last year. So
yeah, and $100 pull's great. I mean, I subscribe to the theory that 50% of your return on opening up a box should be in the fun, the chase, the excitement, the adrenaline. 50%, you should get about 50% of your money back, whether you sell it or not. You should look at your stuff and go, yeah, I got 50% of my money back here. But if you're way less than that, that's when you start having a problem.
When it gets scary quick. And when you're betting on 2 autographs, and there's a lot, they're going to undrafted free agents for autographs. It's deep.
Yeah.
So let's hop in. Hot off the press is this week's new releases. Topps Living Week 121. 325. Jorge Polanco, pitcher of the Minnesota Up Norths. Minnesota Twins. Oh, he's a shortstop. Sorry. I don't know. I just wrote pitcher because he sounds.
Do you work for Topps?
I have no idea who he is. I mean, he doesn't sound very good. And then I just like to give Steph a hard time. And then card 326, Dustin May, rookie pitcher of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You mean Conan O'Brien?
Yeah. He's probably got some of the best lettuce in the game.
It's a poor representative, but his heritage card in particular, I cannot speak, really makes him look like Conan O'Brien.
Hey, Angela, can you get Steph some crayon?
I have it right next to me.
All right.
But also, due to the factoid on the back, happy birthday, Nelson Cruz. Turns 40 today.
Still can match. Probably one of the most underrated home run hitters in the last 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his numbers and you're like, no way. And you're like, damn, he did hit some home runs. Yeah, not a bad week. I mean, we got a rookie, another rookie, so that's good. Steph got his twin.
Mm-hmm. It had been a while.
Yeah. Just another home week, probably 2,000 apiece. I wouldn't expect much. All right, we have 2019-2020 Upper Deck Engrained Hockey. Weird, it came out Tuesday, a Tuesday release, kind of odd. $200 a box, 1 pack per box, 6 cards per pack. You're going to get 1 signature shots, 2 additional autographs and/or mem cards, 2 base cards or parallels, and 1 additional parallel or insert. It's a 199 card base set, all numbered at $299. The cards all have, quote, an oak look to them. The signature shots are the signing area on these cards is either manufactured carbon fiber or wood. They also have carved in time inserts, and these are wood stock with laser etched player images. They're also autographed.
They simply look amazing.
There's autographed versions of those available, and they're one in every. I think these cards fall every one in 30 packs, and like I said, there's also autographed versions. There's the complete sticks, which is numbered out of 25, and complete stick signatures at the same. Out of 25, they have 3.
Don't get too excited reading the names here. Handle, shaft, tape.
They have 3 different pieces of a game use stick, and some of those are autographed. Like I said, dual. There's also the dual stick nameplates from portions of 2 sticks, and there's 15 of those. So they pair up 2 players, and it has their name on there. So lots of wood involved in Engrained Hockey. I like that. I like the stick. The stick is probably one of the coolest mem pieces I think you could get. And because there's tape, there is the blade, there is the shaft.
Right.
It's a little color and design, and it's just kind of really, sharp to see. Because if you've ever seen like a real hockey stick, I mean, it's like just the feel of it's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so. Like to feel that hockey stick in my hand.
Well, and I mean, compared to a baseball bat where it's much more thicker, that hockey stick is just tiny. I mean, it's like an inch and a half thick. I know it's not helping. But, I mean, what they can do with these, and as far as the cut-ups, especially the stick tape, it sounds amazing.
Right.
I think if you pulled a Gretzky Hal stick guard.
I'd be curious to know from a hockey guy, like a hockey expert, if we have one out there listening, what something like that, a Gretzky Howe 1-of-1 would sell for.
Steph, would you trade Babe Ruth for that?
Probably.
Let's just be honest. you have a two jersey swatch of Babe Ruth that you would trade for. That just kind of give you an idea of where this card would be.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I just kind of want people that don't understand hockey that might understand baseball more to kind of understand the correlation there. I think that
when you think of the four major sports, you got Jordan, you have Ruth or Aaron or Mays, and hockey has Gretzky, and before that you had Howe.
And that's the thing is, I think even if you don't understand hockey, I think Gretzky and Howe's names transcend that sport enough to where people understand and can correlate. Like, I don't know what that's worth, but I know it's going to be worth something.
Well, there's ones that pull, but then there's two, like, not a price, right? If you're a hockey collector or a hockey guy, like you can't ever get something that cool. Like, that's pretty awesome. It's a neat looking product. We also had 20.
Tim, here's one for you. What's a hat trick in hockey?
3 goals in a game by one player.
Okay, what's a Gordie Howe hat trick?
Huh?
What's a Gordie Howe hat trick?
3 goals in a game and then triplets after the game.
No. Goal, assist, and a fight.
Oh, nice.
So John P estimates that 101 might sell for about $3,000 on the secondary market.
That's about fair.
So you could sell that 10 times over to get one Jason Dominguez, right? Which just tells you where Jason Dominguez is. The man's not even played a game. I saw here I got called out for hating on hockey because there's Hall of Famers and Legacy.
Football.
I'm not doubting Legacy being a bad product. Just let me know when you open how many boxes it takes you to grab one Hall of Famer out of there. So
and I would imagine the resale market for $200 you could probably go grab 1 or 2 or 3 of them.
6, 7.
Maybe a dozen.
Yeah, those Hall of Fame. I mean, I love those Hall of Famers they have in there. It's great, but they sign them. Those are the guys Panini's. They might live down in Dallas. I mean, they might just be staying at Panini headquarters, like some of the guys do for Topps, like Jordan Yamamoto. They're in the quarantine. I think he was quarantined at Topps. Just a ton of autographs. We also had 2019-2020 Panini Spectra basketball come out today, guys. Just a mere $900 a box. 4 cards per pack, 4 packs per box, 4 cards per pack, 16 cards, $900. Not a big deal. You're going to get 4 autographs, 4 parallels. It's a 217 card base set. It's a high-end chrome release per Panini. The rookie jersey autographs are the focal point of the set, and they have on-card autographs. There's going to be the Nebula logo band one-of-ones make their debut. Veteran and retired players have autographs in here. In the NBA champions and illustrations. Oh my God, I can't. Steph's got me tonight. Anyway, so there we go. Legend set. They have a Color Blast. The Color Blast inserts are now in Spectra. That's new for 2020, and also rookie dual patch autographs new for 2020 this year.
Fancy looking card of the recently retired Vince Carter.
Yes, the Sacramento King, Vince Carter.
That's right.
And we only got him until age 39, but hey, we got Vince Carter 1 year on the Kings. Bill Walton with the Mike Brady perm. Just fabulous.
That's a great looking card too in the green. I'm assuming that's a parallel, but team color on a card is just awesome. I don't care what team it is. When you can coordinate that, it's awesome.
It's more than a single line.
Well, yeah, because
there you go. Look at that.
That is
the ultimate Cam Reddish auto. We should give that away on the show one night.
I would, but it's actually related to the shirt that Tim's wearing there. Pull that all the way over. Private message from Herman.
Yeah, no, I think everybody's been priced out of basketball.
Everyone is.
Yeah. So check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on Beckett.com/news for more details on these new releases. I mean, first, really quick, Panini Spectra had a first off the line, and the online retailers weren't pre-selling Spectra basketball until after first of the line sold out. So Dan and Doug were saying that they were doing that because they didn't want to underprice the base release of the regular release of Spectra. So because they do the Dutch, that Dutch auction bullshit thing that they do at Panini. So they wanted to make sure that they didn't undersell themselves too much. And then once it sold out, all of the online retailers, Blowout, Steel City, DA, all put up Spectra then for purchase. Yeah, it's a joke. It can't leave a dime on the table right now in this hobby, and it makes me. It drives me bonkers. And we talked about this on the Hobby Hotline Monday. It's the greed, and it's I understand making some money if you get lucky to get some product, but some of this stuff to me is just stupid.
I understand on the secondary, a lot of people are trying to get their money back, their IRR. They've got to cover it, but at the same time, there's so many sellers unwilling to make buyers deals. And I'm not saying lowball, but within line of what we know to be most static pricing year over year over year, and that is a reflection of rising costs. You're in it for more, so you got to get more out of it, in theory. But the bottom line is, all these cards, most of these cards have a ceiling, and they're just going to sell for what they're going to sell for. And maybe you're the first one out, so you can capitalize on an eager buyer or two, but at the end of the day, when this stuff just sits week after week after week, it's like, come on. And yeah, you're right. Nobody wants to leave anything on the table. I even had one guy reach out to me in private when I made an offer, a fair market worth offer. He goes, I'm not going to sell this to you so you can resell it and make more money off of me. And I'm like, hey, it's your card. Have at it. I'm not going to be your buyer. And I bought one the next day for less than I had offered that guy.
Yeah, and we'll get to more of this in Series 2. But yeah, I mean, Bergeron's been on fire tonight. Yeah, Topps Big League's fairly priced. It's I think around $30 to $35 a box. The one thing is ask John about making a set. I think he's 4 boxes deep and he's not yet made a set. And they also have 2 to 1 with the action figure that's got less packs, but you get an action figure guy, which is cool. I like the fact that they're trying something different. And then I think we talked about this. I still think Finest at $140 is still not a bad buy. Now you might get beat up on your 2 autographs, but the inserts or the chance of you hitting a good auto in there, probably okay. And at that price,
SPs are selling for like $10+ a piece.
Yeah. So if you're looking to have some fun, and you want a little higher end product, that
so you're saying,
which is crazy to me because it's not $400 a box. It's
So you're saying your auto might just be okay.
Look at that, Anthony K. He plays for the blue softball team.
I mean, the relic looks fancy though. Give it some credit.
And they're really nice in person. I love the Diamond Kings this year. I mean the plum borders, the gray borders, the red borders, they're all nice. But and honestly, to the point Bergeron is making, Big League Baseball, to me, just my opinion, Big League Baseball, the autos and whatnot look much better than Series 2. The only thing Series 2 has really going for it is that nostalgia factor on some of the stuff, like the 1985 Topps inserts that we've seen for years now, and we're going to see for, obviously 2 years from now it's going to have 87, which will be awesome. But the Big League Baseball autos, for me, they've been phenomenal. I really like that. And the inserts, the caricatures and stuff like that, man, it's so much of a better product, in my opinion, than Series 2.
Yeah, John P., 4 boxes and now 4 solo packs, 35 cans still not complete. So, so let's hop into what's brewing next week's releases. We have 2020 Panini Absolute Baseball, which I think is a first. Absolute Baseball? Anyway, 2020 Topps Archive Signature Series Baseball Retired Player Edition. Topps Ass Retired Edition. Love it. And then 2020 Panini Chronicles Collegiate Draft Picks Football comes out next week. Normally, this week or next, we would have the Topps factory sets dropping. Usually, because Series 2 usually drops early June, the factory set drops early July. I saw that the factory set's not coming out till December or until September 30th. So that's interesting to see. But just a little notification out there, because a lot of people look for those just to, instead of building a set, they go out and they buy one. So
for two notes. One, I at the Topps Rip Party, I told them we'd stop calling it Topps Ass when they stopped labeling it Topps Archive Signature Series. Maybe they find a better name. But two, Absolute, I think last had a baseball release as part of Playoff Absolute Memorabilia, early 2000s, 2005, 6.
Yeah, so this time is a Panini release.
I have a rhetorical question. How would you get mad at somebody for calling it Topps Ass when it's literally the acronym? Like, literally, it's ASS. What would you like us to call it?
They were oblivious. They were oblivious to the initialism until I pointed it out.
No, nobody thought that was a bad idea. Like,
does that shock you, Steph?
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Love you, Clay, but come on.
And I still don't believe you on the Rangers logo, and we'll get to that. Hobby Hotline promo live this Saturday on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. I think our very own Ben Wilson's going to be on this week, aren't you, bud?
I am, with Mike and Drew, I believe.
Oh, I hear a fight coming.
Yeah, well, let's argue on Saturday. Why not? It'll be fun. It's 4th of July.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Let's have some fun, and we can't fight with our neighbors over fireworks, right? When the knuckleheads across the we almost got into a fist fight years ago with the guys across the street who the city forced to move out because they were being knuckleheads, and we had like 17 guys over here and they had like 4, and it wasn't going to end well for them. But you can't do that anymore, so I'm just going to hop on the Hobby Hotline and argue with Mike.
Shooting Roman candle anyway. The Monday Night Heat live on Periscope, Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Call in and hang out with us. We get the best stuff when people call in and hang out with us. So if you've not called in, call in this week and yell about the cards and just hang up. That's all you do.
Angela had tried that 1 year.
Hey,
Angela! She wanted to have a Roman candle fight, and I nailed her dead center in the head. She hasn't tried it again.
So one thing that I think the Hobby Hotline is going to try is what we would really like is more interaction from listeners and our friends to make it more of like a round table like you would have at an LCS. Just a bunch of conversation and not so much structured. But we need participation from people that are out there listening to call in and help us create that atmosphere.
We're idiots. We're fine with that. We're okay. We know that.
You can do it via phone. I mean, I had hosted a show in a micro center. So call in, have some questions ready, and should be interesting.
So, Steph, you ready for this next one?
What's that?
I need you to do the producer before I start talking.
Okay. What you got coming up?
Well, you know what's up. Look at the show notes, man. You're killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You know.
How dare you not look at him? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? Me?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Kill me tonight. So, our buddy Vosbrink.
Our buddy Vosbrink, Nick.
So, this picture popped up on Twitter, and I was like, no one needs to see this at all. I loved it. Tommy Lasorda throwing topless batting practice. And he said Nick said he wanted to drop it into the Dream Team template, and I asked him, please. I said, hashtag Tommy's Titties. And there it is. The greatest card ever made. And he said, be right back. Gotta nuke my computer.
Set aside Kirby's Titties. Set aside the Andrew McCutcheon. This is what peak male performance looks like.
Yes, Tommy's Titties. Just
TTs. Great looking card. Love it, Nick.
It is a great card, and if that's something that could be sold, I think we'd all be buying one.
Oh, God. Get that in a TTM. Speaking of photographs, our buddy Nick Wosika said he had a fiver of frames make it into 2020 Topps Big League. Though he did his first ever card of Jay Verlander made it in. His coolest card was the Trout running there, and his favorite card photo was the La Tortuga. Williams Astudillo. So Steph needs that one real bad.
That, the Barrios, I mean,
the Barrios and
really cool. Of course. But I mean, the catcher shot and the fact that he kind of does sort of maybe kind of look like me if you squinted. Yeah, I need both of those.
No, not if you squint, just regular. Come on. Come on. You need a dual signature.
He looks like a turtle in that squatting position right there. He looks like a Ninja Turtle real quick in that position.
Right. Let's see if I can zoom in here. No,
you need a duel with the obviously La Tortuga and one of Nick on it.
Of course. All three
or a triple with you. Yeah. Come on. Somewhere separated at birth.
We even had Nick. We need to get Nick back and see what he's up to, because he genuinely is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like, legit just a nice person. And it's great to see. So I love seeing Nick post his photos. He does a great job, and that's just awesome. So we're going to go from there.
Look at someone who we gave his start, obviously.
Hanging out with us. And who was it that mentioned was it once a Cub that said, hey, he should come on the show? Cub,
yeah. He's like, hey, there's this guy. And then we had him like 2 days later on the show. We were not aware that Nick was awesome before that. And
no. It was sweet.
We're having this guy Nick, and then we realized how cool he was. I mean,
another QC issue. So I don't know. I had the Big Shot Sheps or Big Shep Shots this last week, where I just kind of went off on some QC issues. There's another one. This is from MS Jacob. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen a 0 out of before card before. Anyone's seen this? So I think we've seen this before, just not this card. This is a Christian Yelich Diamond Kings card numbered 00 out of 99.
Out of Optic. 0099. I've seen a few with like XX, and I actually have one for Randy Moss, and one that just has sample, but 00. I mean, come on, guys, that's supposed to be 08. Maybe just like rounded the counter off wrong,
or this is the test card, right?
Or
and it got back
stayed at home.
But
and I think, yeah, here's the front. The front looks normal.
Yeah,
I don't care. It's freaking cool, and if it was an A, I'd want it.
Yeah, I mean, and Yelich is a collectible guy. Just there we go. Yeah, that was it. The Gardner Minshew that was 000 out of 199.
Bayside, yep.
Yeah. We talked about that before. It's just come on. Oh look, is it more Panini at 0 out of 99?
Oh, it's an eBay 01.
It's an eBay 1 of 1 of 1.
Eesh. You know, I love fireworks, but as Fall Ball says here in chat, not every single night for the past multiple weeks.
Oh, yeah, no.
We have a neighbor who, like 3 years ago, set one off in their driveway, and it tore off their roof and set it on fire. And the other night, we heard some out front. And you know, we live in a small city, you know, about 35 to 40,000 people. We hear one outside, and we walk outside, and it's the same knuckleheads down the street. And it's like, are you trying to even it up and get the other side of the roof now? I mean, come on. It's like, how stupid can you be? Not once, but twice.
It's worse when you get the dueling banjos, where somebody lights one off, and then somebody's got to have the slightly bigger version that explodes, and then you just have wars all night long.
I remember, just as we wrap this up, but a few years ago, there were these guys driving down a big street here, Greenback and Citrus Heights, throwing M80s out the window of their car like every night of the week, and the cops could never catch them. But I'm talking about like 3 a.m. It's like, how do you...
I mean, I'm not going to lie, for our senior, what should have been my senior year in Louisiana, they had a tradition where the outgoing the incoming seniors, the last part of their junior year, would drive all up in cars into the school's parking lot and have some huge celebration. Well, that turned into smoke bombs down the main stretch of Slidell, where we were living at the time. Wasn't me influenced at all. I didn't provide the smoke bombs.
Allegedly.
Can't prove it.
Says the guy who shot a Roman candle at his wife's noggin.
She started it. I'm not JPP, but I do like fireworks.
No, you're not JPP. You're JWT.
Indeed.
Yeah, you guys are fun. Lawsuit. So at Freedom Cardboard Sports Cards on Twitter sent a video out of a Crown Royal Zion Williamson card. The fan in the background. Well, this fan happens to be wearing a Braves jacket, and he asked if there would be a copyright issue
Because
of that guy hanging out in the background.
And I can confirm it's not Herman. Just to, but it should be, right? It should be something that was photoshopped out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know what the other thousands of photographs of this guy they could have picked.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bordering on almost the 2 or 3 Michael Jordan cards that came up where, like, he's slightly kind of maybe sort of in the background, but
yeah,
it gets brought up. I don't know necessarily if this one goes anywhere because it's kind of in the same vein, but there's a Braves logo.
Now, Steph, is that your Twitter?
What you mean?
Well, you got notifications over there. Check them. That's what. This is why I never can get a hold of you.
I have it on TweetDeck.
Look.
I don't use the regular Twitters.
Is it something that a company really should pursue, though? I mean, are we just being petty and frivolous at that point?
Kind of.
I mean, should they? Could they? Yeah.
I think it's funny. It's funny what what people see and what they take from it. I don't know whatever comes of it, but it was worth pointing out. Card show etiquette. So K4's World tweeted on Twitter: is it bad card show etiquette for someone to try and search through a dime box you're already sorting through? Some 20-something card bro at today's card show got a little tiff that I told him to wait till I was done. I mean, I've always been in the respect, if someone's digging through a box, let them dig through the box, and then you hop in, or you go, hey, do you mind if I hit this row that you've already gone through?
Which side did you start on? I'll start on the other side.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a 5,000 count where there's multiple rows. I mean, if you're in a shoebox, that might be a little too cozy. Unless it's like Tim and I, we've been through boxes before together, or one of us will flip through the cards. And, but the difference also is Tim and I know what each other's looking for, more or less. Yeah, we get in a box every once in a while together and have fun.
Yeah. So,
This whole show has been that's what she said. Come on now.
It really has.
It started with hockey sticks and junk wax to Shep and I in a box together, which is whatever, hey?
Eskimo Bros.
So speaking of bros, Ben's buddy here, Gary Vee. There was a video
I love that guy.
Of him on Twitter, and Ashwin Darshmuk said, "Fraud. You're describing fraud." It's a video of Gary Vee describing, and it's an older video because he's got more hair. But in this video, he talks about in the mid-'90s buying a Shaq figure at the dollar store for $1, and then going over to Kmart and returning them for $10 multiple times, and he made about $4,000 to $5,000 doing this. He later responded and said that he was a kid, but he was responsible for what he did. He put out a tweet, and then he came back with a video saying that he was thinking about what he would do with the $5,000 plus the interest to do some good with it. Deep Fried Breaks went back and forth with him quite a bit, about him pumping PSA graded 2018 update Ronald Acuna rookies to $300. And there's some other stuff, but I thought it was just a very interesting conversation had on there. But I don't want, this is why we have return policies now certain ways at retailers because of people like this.
Return policies.
15-year-old kid just taking advantage of some dumb corporation.
He was 18 because he was born in 75 and those figures came out in 93. So
there we go.
So somebody that I just helped today actually just shot us a quick link here on a previous topic. Press proof 000 to 199.
That's cool.
Nice.
I like that. I mean, once in a while, it's cool to have something that shouldn't get out. We talked about the Gary Vee video this past weekend. Our buddy Texas card dude Brad had come out and it was very opinionated. And then we had Siggy Mo, who'd also called in and was like on the other side, which I love. I love that we had two callers call in with different perspectives. And I think he was a little callous on that video and probably shouldn't have shared it. We all make mistakes. We all do things, right? That's okay. But to come out and flaunt it as if, he was celebrating it, right?
When you're a millionaire,
It's like, okay, so you're 18 and you did something that is questionable at the very least. Call it fraud, call it unethical, call it whatever you'd like. But you're an adult now and you're in your 40s. Don't go around as a guy that's worth almost $200 million and say, yeah, I got over on Kmart, so somebody who may or may not have lost their job off that, and yeah, I mean, and then he issued an apology video and I thought it was very hollow and forced, like a kid who got caught eating a snack when they weren't supposed to and got yelled at and you apologize because you hit your brother upside the head and you're like, shot a firework off in your wife's forehead and apologize to her just so that you can come to bed that night. And, listen to the video of what he said and then listen to his apology, make your own, draw your own opinion.
And it's slightly different where, hey, the callous style that he's bragging about, oh, yeah, I just took these and then I flipped them and I got all of my money and realized that I could do it more and more and more and more.
There might have been a time where I was a kid and I bought a monster cable for my PlayStation and I bent the S video cable really bad. And I took it back to the place where I bought it and said, hey, this cable doesn't work. And they gave me a new one, even though I broke the cable. I originally paid the full price for it. I just broke it.
Well, so how about this one? During Black Friday sales, Walmart had a game, I forget which, on discount down to $20. Doom, maybe? Anyway, GameStop was accepting that for $35-$40. So if you were to go to Walmart, get the Black Friday sale for all of their whatever game, and go to GameStop, the next building over, bring them all in and say, I want to transfer these in for store credit, you'd make $15-$20 each.
Yeah, but you had to go to Black Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's unethical. So I knew this kid named Ben, who when he was in 7th grade, he was 12, looked a lot like me, same height and everything.
Since then, or
no, currently, I like peaked at 12 and just stopped growing altogether. And well, height wise, I mean, width wise, I'm still going, but I got into my grandparents had these little apple juices in their pantry and score bars.
Are they the ones that are in the glass jar?
No, they're the little green cans by, those were delish, but I took them to school, and for 50 cents a pop, I'd sell the apple juices and the score bars, 100% profit. But where I got in trouble was I sold them all, the entire case of both. And one night we're sitting at dinner, and Grandma's like, so we have a family mystery. And at that point, I knew I was toast. And I was like, we'll see. I'm like, yeah, I'm going down hard. And she's like, so we're missing this case of score. We're missing this case of apple juice. And at that point, I had to dig in my pocket and hand over all of the profits. And I tried to argue that we had this network of kids and we could sell them. And my grandpa just kind of shook his head at me and was like, good thought, but you're busted, boy. And I was 12. And I knew I was doing wrong, but I tried to get away with it anyway.
So Real McCoy Breaks asks, is it true Phil Hughes did a video on how to pack search? No. He did a video where he opened, it was the 2020 Bowman mega boxes, and they come with the 2 mega packs. Mm-hmm. And he showed that you can weigh the packs, and because the ones that have like the parallel colored or the autographs weigh a tad bit more than a base pack that has no autographs in it. And he had, I don't know, like 70 packs or whatever. And so he went through and weighed them all so he could have a video of where he just showed him opening color, parallels, and autographs. And he also made the point, this is very easy to do once these boxes are open. Do not buy packs on the secondary market because other people could have weighed these said packs and done the same thing I did. All you had to have was a scale that went to, I think, 4 digits out. He used a jewelry scale to do this. I have a U.S. postal scale that will do the same thing. So he was just pointing out that people can weigh packs. So you think you have a chance of getting an autograph or a colored parallel, and all you're doing is getting the base Mojo pack cards and paying that premium. Now he did it with the boxes and said you can't. That it's negligible when you weigh the boxes themselves, due to all of the packs and because it's a very slight between the pack that has an autograph or a color versus a pack that doesn't. So when you weigh the box, it's really you can't really tell the difference. Negligible there. So a lot of people lost their mind on this. I think it was a PSA, like saying, hey, like this can happen. Don't buy these. Like when you buy Topps Finest, don't buy packs of Topps Finest because the first pack of every Topps Finest mini box is the autograph.
Don't open packs from an open box of Diamond Kings because they're the fat card.
I could see the line between a PSA going this way versus that way, right? All of a sudden, it's a how-to pack search. Well, yeah, technically, I suppose it is, but much like I just said a second ago with Gary Vee's apology and what he said, you have to watch for yourself, make your own opinion. If he's prefacing it by saying, "This is what I'm doing, and here's why," be careful. The cautionary tale versus seeing what somebody says on Twitter or Facebook about the video and not watching it yourself. I mean, we all can draw our own conclusions, but yeah, there are people that might misconstrue it, especially if you haven't watched it or you're already watching it with a level of bias.
Right.
And the thing is, why does a retired MLBer who made fucking millions on top of millions in the MLB, like, why is he going to pack search? He wasn't being a pack anyway. Not a pack pervert that I know of. So I saw that come up, and I wanted to bring it up. I thought that was a good one. Our buddy Nick Vosspring makes a second appearance talking about Kaline. He tweeted out, probably good that Kaline isn't going to be asked to sign this. The Topps 2020 Top Series 2 short print of Kaline, swinging the bat in the old Tigers uni, looking all sharp and stuff. And the reason being is that Voss, he actually used that same photo and sent that card and made a custom card and sent it off to Kaline before he passed to sign it. Kaline said, "That's not even me." Topps and Voss were wrong, or Kaline didn't realize what he looked like playing baseball.
Right. I love this.
What a great card.
Nick's edits are pretty great. I got a few here in the mail while I was in Ohio. But the fact that he, in addition, sent it to Kaline, and somewhere along the line, there's a confusion of who that is. And I think actually they discovered that it was, who was it? Confirmed by him to Ron Demeter? This is me.
Good information.
So they think they know who the actual batter is as well.
And then Topps decided to release that. All the imagery they have at their disposal, they could have used one of the actual guy.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in their imagery. Let's just go into it. Topps 2020 Top Series 2 recap. Okay, coolest thing about Topps 2020: if you buy a box, the box topper packs. So in a hobby box, you got your chrome pack with your 4 85 card parallels, which are sweet. A jumbo box, you get 2 of those packs, plus you get a pack of 2 cards of the Decade's Best Chrome that came in the 10s for Series 1, which leads me to expect that there's not going to be Series 2 10s now that those packs are in jumbo boxes. But very cool that they put box toppers in there. I mean, it is really nice. I like that. That was a good thing to open that box. The collation, god awful. So a jumbo box, and I've been opening jumbo boxes since 2013. A jumbo box should build you the 350 card set. No.
Or miss a card or 2.
Yeah. I opened 7 hobby and 3 jumbo, and there'd be guys where I'd have 14 to 16 cards of one guy, and others where I had 5 copies of a guy. And it was crazy. Brent Becca said, I'm experiencing some major pack out issues on collation. We're Series 2 through 20 cases. We don't have a master set. Should make one every 4 to 5 jumbo cases. So he was, so say it was 5 jumbo cases. He should have 4 master sets. Yet to have one at worst. But a couple inserts were missing cards. The inserts fall every 2 to 4 packs in jumbo. Tons of duplicates. Then on the major league material auto relics, which fall a few every case, I have 0. I saw a break of 1 hobby. I saw a break have 1 every box. I also have 0 red out of 25 parallel relics, yet some are getting up to 6 per case, including Big Poppy 34-3 on Twitter. Strange pack out. Yeah, it was. I had somebody open. Somebody hit me up, and they opened a jumbo box, and they were missing, I think, 20-something cards. So almost a full pack.
You mentioned Brent and Becca.
Yeah. So, it was crazy what I saw. So
2 things. 1, Kaline is literally like the 10th photo in the set. But 2, according to BBREF anyway, before taxes, before endorsements, Hughes made $80 million.
Before taxes, so he probably netted 55, 50, somewhere in there. But
probably not.
Mother BS on Series 2 was the stupid Rangers Stadium logo.
Flat image, not foil, not embossed, nothing.
Very forced, almost like you
Very
added that
lazy.
Because almost like you go, whoops, look at the checklist. We better add something to these cards.
All 19 of them.
Which still only gives them 20 over 2 sets.
Yeah. I mean, there are teams that had 12, 13 cards in Series 2 that had that same amount in Series 1. So what's the matter, right?
Short prints. So there were 88 total short prints, short prints, and super short prints, super short prints, and super short prints. The super short prints, we know there's 1 Rookie Stars. That's a card featuring Bo Bichette, Luis Robert, and Yordan Alvarez, which replaces his card 392. And Mookie Betts has one where he's cast against an illustration of a Hollywood backdrop. The short print, Andrew McCutchen, where he looks like a pimp player with the old 70s. Now, this is just a regular short print. Mm-hmm. And these are going for $5 or $10 like a normal guy, but the McCutchen's going for 100 to 150.
And it was selling for 300 at one point.
Just so you know, so when you look at the back of the cards, if you're not sure, a base card and the little print line at the very bottom, well, the last 3 numbers are 099. A short print is 115. A super short print's 1116, and a super duper ultimate short print is 117. Now, in all those boxes I opened, all the short prints I received were regular short print variations. I heard the super short prints are really tough, and the super short prints are almost ridiculous. So
unless you're me and you're sorting at the National in the middle of the dark, good luck trying to distinguish between 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Well, and Brent told me that because of the collation, even though the short prints are still normal based off of previous releases, they are falling differently So some guys, so he's like, if you want to grab them, just, you might pay a little bit more right now. So not 5 to 10, maybe 8 to 12. I bought all mine for $5 or $6 for the A's. They were just the regular short prints.
Must be nice.
But this McCutchen, man, it's just, even if it's such a cool card and ESPN picked up the story and tweeted about it, I mean, 3X, right? It's a $20 bill now, $25 bill, hell, 30. This thing was for a while selling at 50X. Are you kidding me?
Even our buddy Nick Duante, he put an article in Forbes. Oh, and by the way, he's going to be on in 2 weeks. And next week, we're going to have Brent and Becca.
We're going to have who next week?
Brent Williams from Brent and Becca.
Shot.
We're going to have the man. We invited...
Nick so graciously said, hey, listen, that's cool. I'll go the week after.
We invited Brent on tonight, and he's like, listen, man, I am overwhelmed with sorting. He goes, he wants to talk all about all this coalition stuff, and he said he'll know more about it next week once he has a chance to sort and really get a handle.
Does he not look like he's from, like, say, 1976?
Yeah. You take away those glasses and put the black horn rims on him.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna see so many returns as Ken points out in the chat, a ton of short print returns on this McCutchen because people are paying 20 plus X, 20X plus against it right now. You're paying $100+ against a $5 to $10 card. Again, let's call it a $30 card because of the popularity of it, right? Still, you're paying a ridiculous amount. You can't tell me with eBay's very, very, generous return policies, people aren't going to be returning this stuff up a storm.
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about? People never return stuff that has been overinflated. Definitely not Project 2020.
Sometimes kids accidentally bid on their parents' accounts.
Yeah.
When they're 12.
I want to give up to Ryan Crackle for chasing down all these photo variations and putting them out there. So it's pretty awesome. Britt Becca also tweeted out this Decade's Best. Really, same set, same series, different cards, different numbers. Surely Topps could have found other pictures to use. So it's a Johnny Bench Decade's Best card number 34 and 41. And then the Joe Morgan is card 35 and 45 out of the Decade's Best. Which one's which card? They use the same. See, and I think he's wrong on this because, hold on, that Johnny Bench in the Chrome set, he's actually batting because I sold that card earlier today. I would show you. I just don't have it with me because I sold it. But the Johnny Bench Chrome, he's actually hitting. So maybe they aired out in doing the base set, and they realized when they did the Chrome set.
No.
Okay, mine had him batting, so maybe I just sold a card that was worth a ton of money.
Or maybe a
card,
different card number.
Yeah, so card 41 and card 34.
The one you're talking about.
I sold card 41. So that's what that card should look like, is him batting.
Does he have two on the checklist, or am I misunderstanding?
No, he does. He has. So the one of him catching is number 34. The one of him hitting is number 41. But it looks like the base edition, he's in the same photo.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, yeah, we know how lazy they are with those images where I think it was 2013 Cespedes had the same exact picture for 34 different releases.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous.
Come on. Like, it's like, dude, like, talk about image things with the thing with Kaline. Like, the guy played for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Well, and they got Lou Gehrig on the super short print fishing. So you can't tell me that they couldn't find Kaline somewhere doing something, right?
It harkens back to the Ted Williams one a couple years ago, which was cool. But who else is there to chase besides Luis Robert in this? I was digging through this checklist today. The other rookies, I can't say anything about them because all of them have very limited MLB experience, and they might have done something up until this point, but not yet because we haven't had a season, so we'll see. Mm-hmm. Chris Bryant, Giancarlo Stanton, Charlie Blackmon, Mookie Betts is a Dodger, Ozzie Albies, and Albert Pujols were the biggest names I could find in the set. Series 2 has always been kind of a little lackluster, except except for last year. We got really spoiled the last 2 years with Series 2 and who was in there. But, like, these guys, I mean, like...
Jake Fraley?
No, I mean, yeah, it's just... It's at these prices, Series 1, go back and buy Series 1. Because you have Bo, you have Jordan, you have Lux, you have a Keno, you have Bobby Bradley. I mean, there are so many rookies in Series 1. Spend your money there.
Now, I will say Series 2 does have the Future Stars Arise, but that's just me. So
no, I know. And the Brendan Rodgers has a Future Stars in there and Carter Keyboom. But I'm just talking like, okay, Dad, that's the second or third year card. You know, okay.
Lamont Wade Jr.
Yeah, but I mean, it just doesn't. There's nothing to like these for the prices for the box is what I'm saying.
Right. There's nothing outside of Luis Robert.
Yeah, John said in his hobby box he pulled 3 Luis Robert. So yeah, I either pulled like 14 or 15 of a guy or 6. I pulled 14 Luis Robert rookie cards, and there were out of the 6 out of the 7 hobby boxes, I got 2 each. And the jumbos, it was just 1. I was like super stoked. I'm like, this is great.
Your best bet, obviously, would be to save your money and buy a complete set. There's something to be said about being flagship, but yeah, call Tim, call Brent Williams. There's so many people out there. I'm sure Chris Torres opened up some, and so many people that open up a lot of this. Tim kicked me down a Series 2 set, and then I'll spend the remainder on a box of Big League or something else. If you want to open something, spend that money on, again, we mentioned Finest, any number of other products, and get your set, because there's just not going to be enough return any which way you slice it on opening this stuff up, because there's just not enough in it.
I canceled. I ordered a jumbo case from Dave and Adams pre-sale like a long time ago after I found out my distributor was playing some shenanigans with me. I called the couple days before the release, and I canceled it because I saw the checklist and I was like, "There is no." I would just get mauled, and I took a small loss, but I was like, "I'm good with that. I'm good. That money was spent a long time ago. I'm fine. I'm fine losing a few bucks today, not to take a giant loss."
Yeah, you make it up on something else. I mean, once in a while, you have to know when to cash out, right? The old Kenny Rogers song, "Know when to hold them, know when to fold them." Sometimes it's okay to take a loss, in the short term in order to recover in the long term. At what point do you just say, enough's enough? I'm going to take an X loss, but you save the headache of having to try to get your money out of it at $1 a piece. Come on.
Well, and it's not like Series 2 is Heritage, where you have the variations that are a little bit more common or slightly more that are actually the hit of the product, whereas it's not the relic or the auto that you pull from it. I mean, Series 2 may have short prints, but they don't have super, super short prints that go for $200, $300, $400.
Well, yeah, because you don't have the master set collectors like you do in Heritage that are trying to chase, master set collectors don't care what team it is. So you're contending as a team or player collector with people that are looking to complete this master checklist that have to have it because it's on the checklist. Same thing with Allen and Ginter. Yeah, it's you're competing with extenuating variables from collectors that typically on your other releases aren't going to be shopping in that same pool with you.
So wasn't this guy supposed to be something last year?
Who is it?
Yeah,
Aquino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's the guy that
came up
the Reds.
That's what I thought. So,
yeah, he was going to be the guy that was going to fall off. At least in my opinion, he was going to have a really bad year this year, comparatively speaking, because that ball was super juiced last year.
No,
that's why the Twins hit so many home runs.
Damn right.
That's why the Twins hit all of them.
We talked about leaving money on the table and stuff and greed. I went through last night. I stayed up late. I listed all of my the hits, the autos, the relics, the parallels, the numbered, and all my inserts that I wasn't keeping on eBay. Mm-hmm. And I looked at other people's prices, and I looked at what my Series 1 stuff had gone down to and where I had it at and how it was selling. So I just went in and priced it at those prices. Most of my inserts were $1. Buy 5, get 2 free. There's a handful that are a little bit more just because they don't fall as often. but all my inserts were a couple bucks at the most, and my store has been on fire the last 24 hours, just selling these inserts, because I think a lot of people didn't open it or just decided to go chase, and I'll pick up the cards as I go. And I could have probably priced a little bit higher, but I was like, no, let's move them now while people are looking, and let's do it hot. I was like, I've already done really well with what I paid for, because I did sell some boxes from my hobby case, and I got to open all that stuff. And what I paid for what I opened was a steal, and I feel really good about that. And whatever money I make on eBay is going to be gravy. What I sold this afternoon paid for my eBay fees from last month today. So I was like, okay, sweet, but on this set, I love flagship, and I will carry this flag until I will stand on this hill until the day I die. Flagship is awesome. Yeah. This was this release was not great, and it's overpriced right now because people are out of their minds, and I don't know why. If you don't want to spend the $60 or $40, $50 or $60 in September and buy a factory set at Target or Walmart or wherever, and then you have the complete set. Buy the sets, the hand colored sets from Brent Beck. I think he was like at $28 for a set. Well, shit, the Robert card itself selling for about $16 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just be smart about it. If you have questions, you always hit me up and we can chat. I am more than willing to spend time, answering that stuff. If you guys want some more stuff in detail and kind of what it looks like. And I feel like with what I opened, I got a pretty good feel for the release. So, still every release.
It'll be a good conversation next week with Brent, since you've opened some and we've seen it. We've talked about it on the Hobby Hotline. We got Dan's opinion on it from Mojo. So it'll be kind of, and obviously they're opening differently because they're hit driven, right? So it's kind of cool seeing different levels. So it'll be fun. We just got to remind Brent like 5 times every day that he's coming on, because he's super busy right now.
The 85 parallel set's amazing, and that 2030 set, it's not lenticular, but it is sharp. I actually was able to, and what I opened, I had a complete set myself. So I sold my dupes, but I kept the set because I liked it. Has like a glittery background, and it has like this. You can see right there. It looks like a
kind of a frosted.
What's up?
Like a frosted effect. Yeah,
but this little thing right there looks like some kind of a microchip in the card, but it's not. Cool. It's just printing. It looks like that. But the checklist, the worst guy in the checklist might be Javi Baez, as far as like collectability, and who's like people like in the hobby.
So
every time I see a checklist of an insert that I absolutely love like that, they never have an A on it for me.
Yeah,
ever.
There's no A. There's not a twin. But it's a good. I like the set.
If you're looking for an extra Lux, I believe I know a certain uncle who pulled one from one of his. Go to a store and pick out one random pack of this, and this.
That sounds
good for him.
No person.
So we're going to talk about future, and we're going to kind of do like a release breakdown of this. But 2020 Bowman draft sneak peek. So at Blowout Buzz tweeted this out for Bowman draft. So it releases December 2nd. You're going to have a jumbo box. You're going to have 3 autographs in a 12-pack jumbo box, 23 base cards, 7 chrome, and 2 refractors. The super jumbo is 5 packs, and has 5 autographs. And there's 5 packs in there, which you're going to get 78 base cards, 33 chromes, and 8 refractors. This year's draft was only 5 rounds, but Bowman will have the same draft, will have the same format as last year with plenty of the big names. It's a 200 card set. I saw the pre-order prices for this, and the pre-order prices are what the boxes used to cost at the store on release day. God help us. I don't know. Like right now, like a Bowman draft from last year is like $400. A super jumbo draft from last year is around $600. And if that's the case with these pre-sale prices, I could see that being that 400 would start at 600, and that 600 would start at close to 1,000.
It's ridiculous.
So Bowman draft, $1,000 box. I'm telling you, I sounds nuts right now. Don't be surprised. Now, what I can tell you is previously, like even at $400, if you want to take that risk, Bowman draft is way better than Bowman 2020. So if you're going to buy a jumbo box of Bowman 2020, go and take that money and buy a box of Bowman 19 draft, because you have 4 of the top 5 picks plus all the other first rounders that are in there. Because there's only two guys you're chasing in Bowman this year. It's Dominguez, good luck hitting him, and Witt. You're more likely to hit with other names, Rushman, Green, Young, all those other guys in draft. I'm just my 2 cents. So
two things. One, we need someone to come up with a mock-up so we can replace our own images into the back of this. But 2, there's another super short print. No name on front.
Oh, Jesus.
Are we going to talk about that tweet? I don't know who sent it. I don't have access to it at the moment, but the guy who pulled a Dominguez auto out of 25 and asked if anybody wanted to come to Texas. Did you guys see that one? Okay, so this guy, he's asking 20,000 or best offer, and he's wanting somebody to come to Texas and buy it from him privately. It was sent to me by our buddy Brad over Texas Card Dude, who always calls into the hobby hotline every week. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Are you seeing this crap?" And I was like, I'm going to be refinancing my house soon. And I sent my wife 2 eBay auctions. One was for a 52 mantle, and one was for a T206 Eddie Plank. The Plank was 39 grand, so that's not going to happen. The mantle was around 13 grand. And I said to Brad, I was like, literally, check this out. Literally, you could buy a 52 mantle for $13K, and then you can buy probably a T206 Ty Cobb for a couple grand and have money left over to go to Disneyland. Or you can buy a Dominguez out of 25. A 52 mantle, a T206 Cobb. I mean, you're talking about 2 of the top 5 most iconic cards of all time.
Well, it's not Jason Dominguez.
But it's not Dominguez. Why would you want a Cobb or a mantle? Those guys
you have to have a minor league. You have to have a minor league at bat.
Yeah, I mean, Cobb and Mantle are dead. They're Dominguez is still going to play, maybe not at a high level. You know, I mean, but, you know, I heard you guys talking on the hobby hotline on Monday Night Heat, right? And you guys were talking about the price discrepancy between Buster Posey, a potential Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series winner, you know, an icon in San Francisco, versus Joey Bart, who you could only hope becomes half of what Posey is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we hope Dominguez is going to be? I mean, let's talk about a player comp at the major league level, right? I mean, realistically, who is he going to be?
Even if he was Ken Griffey Jr.,
is this card going to be a $20,000 card 15 years from now when he's in his early 30s?
Not to mention he got left off their spring training roster.
Hamburger Ron in the chat says a fool and his money are soon parted. If I don't use that on Twitter 12 times a week, I'm not even right that week. I mean, when people just put stupid stuff, I use that saying all the time because that's really what this hobby is full of. I mean, Dominguez literally could be a surefire Hall of Famer, and you're telling me that his card is going to be worth more than a graded, authentic 52 mantle? Come on, what are we doing here, people?
5'10".
I have one prospect game for you, Ben, that made some news today.
Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude.
Jorge Mateo.
One of the 3 prospects that came in the Sonny Gray. You know, in fact, I had a bunch of Mateo stuff in my watch list.
And who was the other third one?
Dustin Fowler.
And he blew out his knee like instantly.
No, he blew out his knee as a Yankee. We acquired him along with Caprelli, and they were both injured. But listen, we hired Robbie Grossman to play left field for us because Fowler, you know, Laureano came up and took center field. But Fowler can't beat out Robbie Grossman. This was a future surefire Yankee outfielder, right?
Bubba Starling.
Yeah, it's like this guy. I mean, last year I found myself tweeting. I'm like, is something about Dustin Fowler I'm not seeing? Why are the A's not giving this guy an opportunity? You know, Piscotty goes down with a knee injury. All of a sudden, Seth Brown, a 27-year-old 4A journeyman, comes up, and I'm just like, what happened to Fowler? Just think, if Dominguez is everything we could hope and dream, if that's the case, this guy's no better than he can't be better than on par with Mickey Mantle. You're telling me he's going to sell more than literally the most iconic card outside of maybe the Wagner?
It's like he's not the next Mike Trout. I'm sorry.
And if he is this still a $20,000 card? Maybe
it's 22.
Oh dear Jesus.
Anyway, well, we're gonna move on because it's mind-boggling to me. Project 2020, our buddy Cardboard Icons said, just me or do slabbed Project 2020 cards lose their luster visually. I enjoyed grading to an extent, but slabbing these just doesn't do it for me. I agree. I don't like. It's like why?
Why would
it's
you?
already encased. Why are you going to spend the time to grade it and then it sells? So you paid say $15 for the card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you paid $25 to have it graded. So you're at $35, and then the card sells for $21.
This is obviously to protect your investment.
Some of the stuff people grade is just somebody hit us up. I think he hit all of us up, or he hit at least me up and a bunch of other people in the hobby, and he asked on Twitter, he said, PSA or BGS based on the pricing. And so I tagged a few other people who grade cards that are going to know more on pricing than I am. And our buddy John Newman says there's a third option, which is SGC. And I'm like, nope, sorry, there's a fourth option. Leave them raw. That's just my opinion. Not everything has to be graded.
Yeah, put it. Hey, listen, if you want to protect it, put it in a one-touch.
And if it's Project 2020, guess what? It already comes in.
So this came to me. We're gonna play a little game. Would you rather? All right. So both of you guys answer this question
before you move on.
Yeah.
He's already came up once today, but this is where they're sharing it again.
What are we sharing? Are they down here?
Not crazy about it either, but slabs look better than Topps cases with the hair stuck inside.
That's true. That's true. Would you rather? So you guys have a great rich uncle that you never met, and he offers you $5,000 to go on a vacation. He's gonna give you $5,000 plus he's gonna pay for an all-expenses vacation for you and your significant other, wherever you'd want to go in the world, or you could take the $5,000 and go on an eBay shopping spree.
I would go on the vacation, and this is going to sound like really like Neil Simon, but don't forget the important things, because it's really easy to do that. And I'm paraphrasing a quote from Michael Keaton and Mr. Mom. Memories happen once. Yeah, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about FanFest and Bentley and Stomper and the interaction I had with the Oakland A's players. And it's like, I wasn't there trying to get the autographs. I was there making memories with my dad, who's not going to be around much longer. Tim, I know your dad has passed, and may he rest in peace. And, you get that memory once. It's a snapshot in time. We can spend $5,000 on eBay on anything, and that's great. It enhances our collection and whatnot, and maybe adds a masterpiece to our PC or whatever the case is. But man, that vacation, a week with your significant other or your kids, we could all drop dead of a heart attack tomorrow. It could end in the blink of an eye.
No.
So, it's just.
Are you taking the money? You're going with Steph.
What?
So,
sorry, the stream is behind, so I'm now lost.
Right. So he'd posed, would you rather $5,000 significant other or eBay shopping spree?
A $5,000 vacation. So you get an all paid vacation plus $5,000 to spend on the vacation, or you get the $5,000 to spend on eBay.
Yeah, we're going to Ohio.
Yeah, we're all going on vacation. See some LCS.
Vacation in Ohio? You can go anywhere in the world and you're going to go to Ohio?
Yeah, let me finish. There's a reason.
You're done. No, you're kicked off.
There's always a reason.
I have family there. My grandma's getting up there in age, especially with her cancer diagnosis. I want to go see Grams.
All right. The next question I have. You can buy same uncle gives you $10,000.
Go in the rain.
Your great uncle gives you $10,000, and you have to buy $10,000 worth of cards for a team that you hate.
Ooh.
Or you're not able to buy any cards for a month.
But you get to keep the $10,000?
No, you get to keep the cards, but you have
to hate, and I just buy a crap ton of Trout rookie cards and flip them.
But it has to be it has to be a team you hate. So Steph would have to buy Packers cards.
You hate the Angels? Or
really rivalry
autographs, for goodness sakes.
Who doesn't hate the Yankees, which would be a great way to spend $10K?
Right.
I've literally refinanced my house twice, and I still don't have a goddamn 52 mantle. Come on.
So to speak volumes to that, I'm currently circling the wagon on one of these, and nobody outbid me here. Come on.
Yeah,
Bat Kings first off the line, jersey numbered, not mentioned in the article, in the list.
Who is that?
Maris.
Is he a Yankee or an A? Because
he's a Yankee in this.
I have a Roger Maris Kansas City A's relic that I bought off of our old buddy Chris, who used to own a local card shop here, which is pretty snazzy.
I just thought
So what about you? I mean, you asked us the question, but you didn't answer it yourself.
No, yeah. I would go on a vacation because I've promised a vacation to be, so I would get that out of the way. And I have to pay for it. And then I would buy 10 and see as a Royals fan, there's nobody we truly would hate, maybe the Cardinals, but I hate the Dodgers and I hate the Lakers as a Kings fan. So I'd probably like the Kings and hate the Lakers and hate buy Jerry Rest rookie cards and stuff. But I just thought it was a fun question.
From Chad, apparently I had to buy Ron Gant rookies.
There you go. There you go. $10,000 for the Ron Gant rookies, and then
put one Kent Herbeck in the middle and wait for the stack to fall over.
What happened here is that there was an ultimatum that was given out on Twitter, and I'm not going to say who posted this because it's a very odd one. But if a wife or significant other or partner, whoever, says that they want you to get rid of all of your cards and never buy cards again, would you do it?
Wife, significant other says they get rid of all your cards and never buy any again. What would you do? First of all, I'd ask where they imported or what they did with Angela because.
Who wrote this question?
I was in a hurry. So would you, Ben? What would you do? Would you keep the cards or keep the lady?
I would hope you'd be able to keep at least some of it that has sentimental value.
Based on what this person tweeted out, they can't keep anything. They were thinking of opening a secret P.O. box and then getting a safety deposit box.
So the way the COMC mailbox service works is that
yeah. I'm just saying, what would you?
To paraphrase Stanley from The Office, I wouldn't do it for my first wife. I'm not going to do it for my second wife, and I surely wouldn't do it for my third wife.
But what about your fourth?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to quote Michael Bublé, I just haven't met her yet. Maybe she's the one or the fourth.
What she said.
Yeah, 3B. To quote Brad Paisley, since we're on a quoting, well, I'm going to miss her. That's when. In fact, I was telling my dad about that song last night. I was like, sometimes, hey, priorities.
Two things. One, Bean's got a great point. I can't imagine marrying anyone that would demand that of me, for one. But two, and I think this was Al Bundy, A, I have an opinion on that and I get slapped. B, I have an opinion on that and I get slapped. C, I have no opinion.
Nothing. No.
But what I'm saying is that it sounded like they'd been married a while and maybe got to a certain point. I think that most people would have a discussion like, hey, it's getting too bad, or who knows if he's, if this person was blowing the mortgage payment on buying cards.
Sure.
So you have to be smart about it. I don't know. But I just thought it was an interesting one. So
we had a random argument earlier today about he's currently buying Diamond Kings out the wazoo. But then you reminded me that Allen and Ginter is coming in September. And apparently I get free reign on that. So
nice. We'll have to work with each other because I'm getting a couple boxes. So
Yep.
Anyway, it's crazy. We're going to head out tonight. But any final thoughts before we leave?
Bean did apparently. Ben. Sorry. Bean, Ben.
I did. I wanted to throw a quick shout out to our buddy Eric Norton. I got a care package, random act of kindness, a rack in the mail this week that had a couple of A's autos, including a clearly authentic of Dustin Fowler. Go figure on both the boards. But yeah, it just showed up, and so I texted him, and I'm like, "Hey, man, that had to have come from you." And so I wanted to make sure I thanked him on our show since he's not on Twitter as much as he used to be. And then somebody kind of created an idea. Our buddy Christian Anders, who's been on the show before, Big Tigers collector. I've got a really extensive A's database, and it's multiple tabs and whatnot. But how does would you guys be interested in buying something that would have annual updates for a small nominal price? If we basically could hand you a master database of all of the cards that we could find produced for the Royals, the Twins, the Yankees, the Giants, so on and so forth, like I built for the A's.
It is a bastard to try to put together.
So I would think that, one, with the information being freely available, you're getting paid for your time to put all of this together. So I don't see anything wrong with that, with putting together a Excel spreadsheet, as we're...
that was just kind of an idea he tossed at me because he pulled one for the Tigers years ago, unfortunately in a PDF. And so, the idea being, would collectors really want to have access to say, we can give you everything up to 2019, and then at the end of 2020, we can give you, just a 1 year update or any additions that we could find on a per team basis. And of course there's no price points or anything related to it now. It's just really before you put in the time, before you invest your time, is it something that the market really wants and collectors would want?
Yeah, I think big time team or player collectors would. Because like I said, I did the Royals and the Giants, and I only did 15 or 20 releases that I really liked. And that was really tough. And then I did one for George Brett, and holy moly, I'm still working on that one.
Yeah. My A's one took 3 years,
just to get it right. So definitely. I think it'd be good. I think it's something to put out there and do some test runs on. Reminder, we're going to have Brent and Williams from Brent and Becca on next week. He's going to make his debut. It only took us 3 years to get him on, but hey, he'll be on. The week after, we'll have Nick Duante, who's at Examine Baseball on Twitter. He writes for Forbes, and we've had him on before, and he's just great. He's met a lot of amazing players and people throughout his collecting life, and so he's always great to have on. Remember, live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific
and Central.
Remember to watch the Hobby Hotline this Saturday and call in with any questions, comments. We appreciate the support. Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms.
Blasphemous.
What's up?
Just saying what John said is blasphemous.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. Follow Ben at Our Trading Cards. Follow Stefan at Junkwax. Twins always follow me at Big Shep 79. Please share hobby stories, great pulls. Send your questions our way and keep collecting. We'll see you next week.